You're all good. It's been chopped off, otherwise I'm going to be looking up there all the time.
All right, guys. We're going to be live in 1 second, guys. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a new episode of New Music Inferno. Pleasure having you guys here. How y'all doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. I know I am. And I have the honor and privilege of having a gentleman here who's wishing he was out kicking ass and taking names on the road. But let me bring him up here right now. Let me bring the one, the only, the lead singer, the mastermind behind the lyrics you hear on this record of Casey. Let me bring Tom on right now. Tom, you are officially on the screen. Tom, how are you doing, my friend? As you can tell, if everyone who's watching this right now on the TikTok, not TikTok, Twitch and YouTube, Tom is currently in the hospital. But how are you doing, Tom? How's everything going? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm like, in myself, I feel fine. It's just the case that there's some residual damages, I guess, from when I was admitted to hospital that need to clear up before they're happy to discharge me. So I'm just kind of waiting until that happens, and it's like, how long's a piece of string sort of thing, and just taking it one day at a time until they give me the green light to get back out there. It's like, I put out an update a few days ago saying that I'm hoping that it would be kind of 24, 48 hours, and it still kind of feels like that. Like whenever I speak to a doctor, it's like, oh, well, no, we'll check in tomorrow and see if see if it's okay tomorrow, kind of thing. And so yeah, just in myself, I'm fine.
That's good. That's good. Good to hear. And I know the fans out there probably were like, holy crap, Tom's doing the interview from the hospital room. I feel honored and privileged to have you here, because I was like, when I messaged your people this morning, I'm like, I saw that post the other day, and I'm like, I hope Tom's okay. And then I was like, they're like, oh, the other band members are gonna be on. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm glad that we can still do it. But then I'm like, I heard, like, you guys heard me earlier before I got started here. I heard noises, and I'm like, who's here? Oh, it's Tom. Holy shit, Tom's here. So happy to have you here. But your new album came out 18 days ago, How to Disappear. Amazing record. I was listening to it tonight at work, gearing up for the interview, just to get more thoughts of what the record is about, and just the feel of the music. And I tell you what, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad that you guys could write a record like this. And I know it's dark and different meanings for a lot of people in what you're writing about, and people are supposed to interpret it in their own way, and I definitely feel that this record is open to a lot of open-end conversations about music and what you write about, Tom. Thomas, well, what do you want me to call you? Thomas, Tom, what's either or? Tom.
Yeah,
okay.
Tom.
Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. I'm like, okay, I'm saying your name. I'm like, okay, is he gonna get like, why is he calling me Thomas, not Thomas or Tom or whatever?
I think that's quite an American thing, right? Like to use a full given name for somebody. Like I tend to find that, like here, somebody said Christopher, they want to be called Christopher. They don't want to be called Chris, for example. So
definitely, that is so true. But so with this album, Tom, how did you delve into it first? Like, what song was that song that you knew was going to be on this record, and you wanted to be centering it, like the concept or the messages that you wanted to give to the masses? What song was that first song that you were like, this is going to be on the record? I know it's a tough question, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I can't think what, like, the order in which it was written, because I mean, we wrote it we began writing it like December 2022 was when we first started like piecing things together. After Great Grief and Atone had already been recorded, and like we were starting to roll them out, we were already kind of gearing towards album mode, and we were already starting to write and like make demos and stuff then. The one song that was written really ahead of time was Unique Lights, like instrumentally at least, because it was originally an instrumental song written by Toby for his side project called Sova. But I'm trying to think, I think after that we wrote How to Disappear. And then I'm trying to think what song I started first lyrically out of the rest of them. It's also difficult because I remember them by their demo names, not by their album names. So I try to piece together which ones ended up being which song.
Well, that's a cool thing.
I think it might have been...
honestly, you taking it a different step and like remembering their birth name. Like, hey, it's what this was actually called. And some people are like, you know what, I don't want to remember that because that's another process for another day to like maybe write a book about. But you're here right now telling us I'm memorizing them by their demo names. So let's take for example the last song I was listening to, Sanctimonious. What was that name called? What was that name?
That's one of the rare ones where that was actually just always called Sanctimonious, just because it was a cool word in there. But like, Bite Through My Tongue was originally called MOB. So most of the songs on the record were named after foods.
I
had no idea why. So like, MOB stands for Mexican Oval Bite, which is like a sandwich from like a popular bakery / deli style place in the UK called Greg's.
Nice.
And then Those That I'm Survived By was called Peas and Carrots, after peas and carrots in Forrest Gump. Even no correlation whatsoever, but it's just what it ended up being. There's lots of like little, I guess, sound bites and stuff that we recite between ourselves, like when we're together, like when we're on tour and stuff. So a lot of those end up like just making their way into being like demo names for things. House in Pontywayn was the original name of Cellar, because it's the village that Liam lived in, and he has a house there, and it's just what it ends up being called.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this little insight that I don't know many people will probably find out about unless they actually get to talk to you or knew about that. That's awesome.
There is a photo.
Go ahead.
I think on the insert of the record, there's a bunch of Polaroids, and I'm pretty sure that one of them is the recording whiteboard that we were using to like check off as we were recording through, and it has all the demo names and all like the demo abbreviations on there. But I think that Unique Light, Sanctimonious, and How to Disappear were the ones that's what they were called. And then I think all of the others have like different names, but it's then like one of them is called like Lilt, which is a tropical soda in the UK. I can't even think which song that is in reality. But yeah, there's a bunch of them.
That's awesome. That's some unique information I never really get to hear from bands and artists that I talk to, and that's cool that you can remember those demo names. I mean, honestly, like you said, you have the whiteboard on the record. I don't personally own the record yet, but I definitely want to get a copy, and that's awesome to see that. Be like, oh wow, this is cool that there's a Polaroid there of how this album actually got started, and you don't get to see that many times with bands nowadays. They don't really put a lot of like uniqueness to have like something like that on a or inside of a record or whatever, so. But I mean, honestly, you guys are on tour right now. Unfortunately, you're not right now on the tour like we said, but the rest of the guys are out there. How's the tour been for them and for you? I mean, for you briefly, the dates you were on, how were the dates so far? And I know the guys are still out there kicking ass and taking names on your behalf, and making new fans. And I know the guys and gals that are seeing the tour are probably they're definitely wishing you the best to get back out there. But how have the tour dates been so far?
I think the kind of purpose of us taking this tour, other than we love the guys in All Absence and like to get to tour with them is great. We love the guys in Acres as well, and obviously as soon as they can join, that'll be a huge boon for us as well. But the goal of it for us in reality was to win new fans, and yeah, I think it's gone really well. Like the shows have all been really busy. They've all been like really well attended. Everybody's been really receptive. We've had a lot of people that have like never heard of us. Even at the point of the show, I kind of make a point of asking each night, just out of my own curiosity, and it's not to like pick on anybody or like make a spectacle out of it, but just to say, look, who in the audience has never heard of the band prior to this evening? And every night that I played with them, there was a good proportion of the audience that had never listened to us before, which is exactly what we wanted, to be put in front of fresh ears and like new faces, and to kind of have the opportunity to win new fans and stuff. And yeah, they'd gone really, really well. We were really happy with it. Even the shows that since I've had a depart, so obviously I dropped off last Friday when I got admitted here at the Denver show. And people have been super supportive, very receptive. Toby has made a point each evening of kind of making people aware of the situation and making them aware that kind of what they're seeing isn't the full manifestation of Casey, I guess. And there's been no like animosity about it. Everyone has been very, like I said, encouraging and very supportive, which has been really lovely. And then Liam joins the band in Tampa, which is in 2 days, I think.
Nice.
2-3 days. And hopefully I'm like, again, in this position where I'd hoped that I'd already been discharged from the hospital by now, but it's just a case of waiting until some of my kind of baseline functions have returned to normal.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to also
we
back by Tampa.
We hear all on Twitch and YouTube and everywhere in between that's watching this or listening to this down the line. They're wishing you the best. They definitely want you out there doing what you love. And I mean, honestly, during this downtime, I know you're worried about your health and all that. Does this give some time to write more? Are you writing? I mean, honestly, I know people write all the time. Are you writing at all or no?
I only write lyrics are last in Casey. I always wait until a demo is like completely done, just because of the way that I write.
Okay.
I find it really difficult if I write a song and then have to try and marry that up to a song that I've never heard before. I find it really difficult to like edit things out and amend and like chop and change and like fit it into that mold, versus being given a complete, like musically complete song and a structure that I know it's going to have minimal change to it in the end. Being able to then just like fit pieces to that canvas. So I don't tend to write unless I have something to write to, which at the moment we've got a few new demos, but like nothing. Obviously, we're not putting any pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
Like, as you mentioned,
I mean, that's a good thing. Because the record just came out.
Yeah. So like we're definitely thinking towards the future and thinking towards writing new music, but like it's not something that I'm kind of putting pressure on myself to. I'm just playing my Switch and shuffling my magic cards and watching ridiculous amounts of Food Network.
So, I mean, you're a gamer, so you're playing on your Switch. What are you playing currently?
So I've been working my way through Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
And then like outside of that, I sort of just, on the Switch particularly, I tried playing Rocket League for a while because me and Adam play Rocket League at home. Because I play PC at home. But it's impossible to play it on a Switch. It's just so finicky.
I don't think. I mean, honestly, I play baseball, and I've seen people play it on the Switch too. And I'm like, that looks rough. Like that looks like like it's old gen, basically with how they have it set up. But yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, like you're saying, it's tough to play Rocket League, and I bet it would, because you're holding the Joy-Cons and or you have the controller, but you also have to have that set up on the TV, and it's just, I don't know, it's probably too much a little bit.
And then 2 Points Hospital is the other game that I've been playing, just because I used to play. What's the original called?
Sims? Are you thinking Sims? No.
No, it's it's kind of like Hospital Tycoon, but I can't think what it's called, like what the original was called in it. It's 2 Point Hospital.
2 Point Campus as well as out there. That's a school one.
Yeah. 2 Point Hospital is a remake of something else. I just can't think what the original is called. But yeah, I've been playing a bunch of that because it was like 80p in the sale in December, so I just downloaded it to play on the plane.
And you enjoy it. That's good. I mean, now look, you're in the hospital. It's so weird. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I really get that. Yeah.
Yeah, playing a hospital game in the hospital. That's
Yeah.
It would be funny if you're watching Scrubs or House while you're in the hospital as well.
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
watching Food Network. So, but let's talk about the music more. I mean, honestly, let's get to a song right now. I know we want to take a quick break so you can take a quick drink and relax for a second. What song you want to play on the record? Tell me. I have the record right here in front of me on Spotify, so we can spin one of the songs right now. You get to choose.
Because she's just the person who it's named after has just messaged me for an update on my health. I'm going to choose for Katie.
Wow. Well, Katie, thank you for checking on Tom. And that was an awesome segue. Here we go. Let's go. For Katie by Casey off of How to Disappear. Out now. And here we go.
They've actually. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, For Katie by
Casey, and right now we're back with Tom. Our boy Matthew Sauceboss in the chat says he wishes you a speedy recovery, and yeah, I know you probably missed a little bit, Matthew, but he is getting better. He's just waiting for the doctors to say, hey, you can go home, you can go back on the road, you can sing your heart and soul out every night, and Katie can check in from you from the venue instead of while you're in the hospital. You're getting ready for the tour. And you know what, guys? There are vinyls available. Is it sold out? Is it sold out, or is it available still?
I think there are a few floating about still. We have a tour exclusive on at the shows, so we have separate stock for the shows. It's
but you're not coming to Vegas. Damn, I can't get one. Anybody going?
I mean, I went to Vegas.
Yeah, you went to Vegas.
Yeah, I went to Vegas. I hated it.
You hated it?
The place was whole.
Thanks. I live here. It's all good.
I mean, I went to a Golden Knights game. That was fun.
Yeah. Did they win? Did they win that game? I think they did. They probably did.
Like 7-0. Yeah, they crushed.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, I know who that was. Yeah, I went to a game last year, and I got to see Jack Eichel score a hat trick. So that was pretty sick.
Nice.
One of my first times seeing a hat trick, but I've been to hockey games before. Are you a fan of Vegas, or are you a fan of some other team that you in hockey? Real quick, I'm sorry we brought it up.
So technically, all of my teams in Nashville. So it'd be Predators.
Okay. All right. That's pretty sick. I mean, Nashville had Mike Fisher, who's married to Miss Underwood, Carrie Underwood there. That's my knowledge. And then I know PK Subban used to play for him. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot. I mean, but it's funny when people, like some of my friends who talk hockey on Twitter and stuff, they make fun of Nashville a lot because of their banner raising for like most points, but then they didn't make the Stanley Cup final or whatever, that kind of stuff. But that's awesome. I mean, being that you are, from the UK and a hockey fan, I mean, honestly, hockey does go a little bit over there, but not as prevalent as it is in Canada and here in the States now, with like how Vegas is like a hockey town, but like the team is a whole different thing, because honestly the team brought the city together to, even though it was already coming beforehand, before the whole tragedy of October 1st, but it brought the city bigger and tighter together, and definitely after winning a cup this year was great for the city. But that's awesome. So best of luck to your Nashville Predators this year, Tom. You never know. I mean, All-Star break is here. You get to watch the All-Star game maybe while you're on the road. Not in the
and the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah. Who's your take on that? Who's gonna win that? Who's gonna win between the Niners and the Chiefs?
I watched both championship games the other day. I don't know, man. Mahomes, Kelsey is like as memed as it is, and like they're fucking everywhere at the moment, right? Like every time there's an ad break, I see at least one of the pay. But they're good. Like I know that people got really shitty about the Chiefs making it to the bowl again. Is it 4 times in 5 years?
Yeah, 4 times in 5 years. Yep, you remember the stat, man. That's great. That's even though everybody's talking about that every 5-10 minutes on TV, they're like 4 in 5 years. It's cool. I mean, they play well. They play shitty during the regular season and then make it in the playoffs. Pat Mahomes knows when to turn it on and turn it off. I mean, if Kadarius Toney was in that game, I think they would have lost. I mean, I think that guy needs to play better ball or go to the USFL. He cannot play like he cost me a lot of fantasy points this year. That's why I'm like, you suck, Kadarius. You have one of the best generational talents of Pat Mahomes playing quarterback, and you drop his passes? Come on, man. And then
in that Ravens game, like Flowers lost in that game.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. What the hell? He
If he,
looked
like,
great all
yeah.
he looked great all for most of the season, and then like Lamar was trying to take the game over, and you can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
You can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
You have to
They
go ahead.
I was gonna say they obviously like completely shut down the running game,
Yeah.
which has been Baltimore Ravens like bread and butter, and then I think Flowers just got like super emotional, like just way over emotional, giving away stupid penalties,
Yeah.
and then when he that that touchdown catch like batted away on the line. I think that but from that point, like, was it Snead that did it? Like, from that point on, it was just his spirit. I don't think I saw him again for the rest of the game. Like, he was just out. Like, and then but I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs, I think. But
I would love to see the Niners, even though I have a lot of friends that are Seahawks fans and they don't want the Niners to win another Super Bowl. I think it's redemption and it's redeeming for Mr. Purdy to come back to the place that he was drafted at in Vegas when he was drafted as Mr. Irrelevant, and to be on the big stage of playing in Allegiant. I've been to Allegiant once for WWE SummerSlam a few years ago. That place is magical. It's nice. They have a Twitch lounge. They have a lounge that's named after Twitch. Twitch sponsored it. Pretty sick place. Like, the bars there. You know what the stadium looks like. You've been to probably tons of football games in the UK, from big teams to small teams probably, and rugby, because I know rugby's big over there. But it's sick, and I'm not gonna keep you long. I know you will rest up, and I know Katie, like you said, messaged you, and I don't want to take time away from her because she cares about you, and she may want to talk to you on the phone, but she knows you're doing an interview, and I honestly I think it's an honor and privilege to have you here, Tom. And this is my first time ever having a musician call in from the hospital, like be a part of the interview, in that way. But before we do that, before we go away, let's do another song, and you get to choose again, because I want you to choose. I want you to have your babies be heard and chosen. I know it's like picking your favorite kids to play, but I want you, because honestly it changes every day. You're like, oh, okay, people may have not heard of this song. Maybe this is gonna be my field song for them to like. This is their second dose of what I'm offering for the first time hearing you guys. For some people, so go ahead and choose.
my favorite song on the record is Sanctimonious, so I'm going to go with that.
I mentioned it. Go ahead.
Because I feel as though it's like the most measured representation of the band. I think it provides a little bit of everything that we try to accomplish in fairly good proportions. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
All right, and before we go, I'm gonna give you a question to think about for this song.
Okay.
If you could take Sanctimonious and give it to any of your favorite artists or bands that you're listening to right now, or any band that in the history of time, give this song to them and perform in their style and genre, what band would you want to see do it? And what song of theirs would you want to have Casey take and make their own as well? So I know you have 3 minutes and 44 seconds to think about it. Make it fun. Have fun with it. That's what we like to have here, and I love that everybody's coming in here for the first time, or maybe for the longest time. Maybe you're already following. Hit that follow button, and here we're going to do right now Sanctimonious by Casey off of How to Disappear, and we're right back with Tom right after this.
If I were deaf and you never heard, in a world devoid of light, I would find you. Even in the darkest spaces, I swear I love you. No less than I do now. Further on until the end of time, you belong to me, and I to you. You belong to me, and I belong to you. We exist inside each other, now forever. You belong to me, and I belong to you. We exist inside each other, now forever. 'Cause if ever comes the day when I awake without your pretty name upon my fragile soul, like the gods so fit to neglect me of the bliss of a peaceful death in ignorance of losing life. Silence in me.
Music of the band that you just heard for Katie anyway before that. So if you guys haven't checked out How to Disappear by Casey, and that was Sanctimonious right there, you missed out. But we are back with Tom. We're gonna get him to answer this question and then tell us where they can find you guys on the line as well. So real quick, Tom, for anyone who's just joining us, I gave Tom a question, and that was about Sanctimonious. Not really about the song, but a different take. So if Sanctimonious could given to any band, guys, what band would Tom choose? And we're gonna get Tom's answer here in a second. That was the question. Also, he would take that band's song, any of the songs by that band, and make it into a Casey song. And that's a second part of the question. So, Tom, first part. Who would you want to take and have do Sanctimonious in their own way?
For me, it would be the Contortionists.
Damn. I've seen them live. I saw them live a couple years ago.
Yeah. They're great.
They were sick. I
They,
think it was Parkway Drive they played with. I think that was the tour. I think they've gone on maybe.
I saw them. I saw them with The Ocean, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know I saw them. I was at the House of Blues. House of Blues in Vegas. So I do remember seeing them. I can't remember the tour. Maybe it was House of Blues or Hard Rock. One of the two. I've seen a lot of bands. You can't remember everything. All the tours, all the shows you've been to through the years, but it's like, you're like, yeah, I know I saw the Contortionists because I've seen the record in a show, at a show, saw them promoting it, and I know I've seen them. So, great stuff. And then, so what song by the Contortionists would you want to take and make a Casey song?
Godspeed. It's off Monochrome.
Okay, yeah, I know the song you're talking about. Yeah, I remember. Like, I know they played that on that tour because that was the album they were on the tour that I saw them with. I'm not lying. I know. I'm like, I remember the tour. It's been years. I mean, honestly, it's like you go to so many shows being a journalist, and you're like, I know I saw the Contortionists, but you have to like pinpoint it when you don't only seen them once, but you don't hear about them a lot from your friends, or you don't listen to them a lot, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? I'm just rambling on. I apologize. Sometimes things what I do. But Tom, real quick before you head out here, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you guys on the World Wide Web, your socials, where they can hit you up, like, hey, you know, I heard you on the New Music Inferno or whatever, you know, where they can find you.
Most places we are. Well, it kind of it's a little bit split now. Instagram and Facebook are both Casey the Band, so whatever.com/Casey the Band. Twitter and our website are both Band Called Casey. So website is abandcalledcasey.com, and then Twitter is just Band Called Casey.
Well, Tom, I know everybody out there who's watching right now agrees with me. I hope you guys get, I hope you get well. I hope everybody else in the band stays healthy, and your tour mates as well, Holding Absence and Capstan, which you guys are out on tour right now. Everybody stay safe. I know some of the places you guys are maybe traveling to have winter weather. You guys want to stay safe on there, and also you're going to Tampa here, like you said. Liam's going to be flying into there to play, to be back on the road with you guys. And so I just want to thank you again for being here, being a part of the show. So thank you so much, Tom. Stay safe. I'm looking for somebody to raid real quick on my end. I think we're going to go and raid our boy Mills. He's actually playing the new Suicide Squad game, which we'll be playing later on the stream. So you guys can get some spoilers from Mills, and we're gonna have fun. Mills is gonna have fun with you guys as well, so we're gonna rate him. But Tom, thank you so much again. Stay safe, and everybody go pick up How to Disappear out now on Hassle Records. You guys can pick up that record on the Yellow. You can pick up their last 2 records before that as well on their. And I'm actually about to buy them. I have to wait till payday. I have them in my cart though. I'm gonna buy them. I promise you, Tom. You got some good buys going on there. Okay, did that rate not go through? Hold on, give me a second. Mills, yes, Mills is a real streamer. But Tom, stay safe, have a great night, and send my love to the rest of the guys, and keep killing it.
Will do. Thank you very much for having me, man.
No problem. Peace, my friend. Talk to you soon. And I will see you guys over there on the YouTube later. Love you guys. And we're trying to go to the raid. I don't know why it's not